My name is Boyd Varty. I think of myself as an artist of experience. My passion is to create transformational experiences for myself and others as a way to explore what it means to truly live. My central exploration is to live on what I would call the track of your life. To me, this is to live courageously towards the discovery of what you are called to and to what life asks of you. So much of how I live has been informed by my passion as an animal tracker. I'm following the trail of my own life and reporting back. This show is a daily broadcast from a treehouse on the Londolozi Game Reserve in the wild eastern part of South Africa. Londolozi is a 14,000 hectare wilderness reserve adjacent to the Kruger National Park. The land is home to lion, leopard, rhino, elephant and buffalo, as well as a variety of other animals. I am your host, Boyd Varty. My goal is to spend 40 days and 40 nights alone in the wilderness to explore the archetype of the mystic in nature and hone my skills as a tracker. These are my daily stories. Day 16. Glimpses. Journal entry. Crisis. The river is rising. It has gone from a happy little clear current to a brown ooze. A few moments ago, I heard elephants approaching to drink. I was so pleased with myself for knowing this particular acoustic, and I went up the tree to watch for their arrival at the water. And then I saw it. Raymond, the weird baboon log that watches over the camp, and who I superstitiously believe keeps baboons away, was stranded on a shrinking island in the center of the stream. "Raymond! Raymond!" I called. "Raymond! You gotta get out of there, buddy! Raymond!" Every night in my dreams I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. Cue montage flashback of me arriving on the first day and seeing Raymond for the first time and waving. Make it slow motion. "Hey Raymond." See me calling over my shoulder as I leave the camp as I go. "Keep an eye out, Raymond." Scene of me in the rain, singing "Just the Two of Us," looking down at him doing a little soft shoe shuffle. Him and I sitting on the sandbank, me offering him an apple. Tight shot of the two of us just laughing our asses off. I had real thoughts about staging a rescue. It would be like an Onion headline. "Man dies attempting to rescue flood debris from flood." These are the musings of a man who recently had a near-life experience. Some things are quite easy to talk about, and it feels good to tell you what happened. Making notes makes me pay attention, to look deeply and to sense how I'm feeling all the time. I could tell you about how on my run I cut the tracks of a big male lion who had walked after the rain. Huge saucer-sized pug marks in wet soil that only made them look bigger. The whole run was derailed in a good way, and I followed for the next 2 hours. Followed him down hippo paths and across huge green grass clearings. Eventually I lost the tracks into the river, and then I had the real run, because I was now miles away from the camp. It's easy to tell you how strangely therapeutic I find pot washing, and how weirdly OCD I am about where things go in the camp. How I have a branch of a tree for my raincoat, and how committed I've been to trying to dry wet matches on the top of a dark trunk. But it can be harder to tell you about other experiences that are as deep. In fact, in some ways much more so. Experiences that are characterized by what's not happening. And I guess I'm not the first on these shores where the fingers pointing to the moon are not the moon, in the realms of equanimity, or as they say in Zen, emptiness. Yesterday, after the sun came out briefly, I shed my layers like a moth emerging from a cocoon. The storm was still forefront in my mind. I call my systems for rainstorms the phyllo pastry. What I do is I put on an ankle-length dry as a bone coat, then I wrap myself in a wet blanket, then roll up in a tarp. Boom! You're Amsterdam, and your levees will not be breached for at least the first 15 minutes of a rainstorm. Anyway, the sun came out, and I was lying on the deck drying out, just staring up into those beautiful dark branches, blades of light coming down around me. I was tired after the night before, and I felt myself relaxing. I was breathing very slowly, and for a moment, an absolute stillness came over me. I was gone, lost into awareness. No Boyd, no time. I was staring into a tree, but it could have been any scene. It could have been a beggar girl on a New Delhi corner. It could have been your annoying great aunt at Thanksgiving. It could have been the way you remember the one you love just getting out of the car after they dumped you. It could have been anything, because the scene was dancing for a second inside the real truth. And the real truth was a totally impersonal sentience. Glimpses. What you are looking for is what is looking. I would like to abide there. I told you it would be hard to talk about. I don't say this lightly, and I make no claims. I'm just telling you what happened, because that's the deal I made with myself, and I will honor that. In Zen, there are all these levels of mystical experience in meditation that the Rōshis have mapped. The highest level being, strangely, ordinariness. Not extraordinary, ordinary. And if you actually look around, that starts to make total sense. Miraculously, I perceived the ordinariness. That has certainly been my experience out here. In a moment, you will likely get up and turn on a tap, ordinariness. You may turn the heat up or down, ordinariness. Your daughter may walk in wearing Wellington boots, ordinariness. Your mother may call, ordinariness. You might look outside to your tree, ordinariness. You might unroll your yoga mat, ordinariness. Your baby might need a feed, ordinariness. You might miss your friend, ordinariness. A small black dog may jump onto your lap, ordinariness. I will make a fire, ordinariness. I will boil some water for tea, ordinariness. And I will hope for stars, ordinariness. With luck, it walks with you all the way to decrepitude and the way your body knows how to die, this ordinariness. Miraculous. I want this moment to take root in me. I want the way I am when I'm here to solidify. So much is being given by being alone at daybreak and alone at sunset. Solitude. Everything is Waiting for You by David White, accompanied by trumpeting elephants in the river. Your great mistake is to act the drama, as if you were alone, as if life were a progressive and cunning crime, with no witness to the tiny, hidden transgressions. To feel abandoned is to deny the intimacy of your surroundings. Surely, even you, at times, have felt the grand array, the swelling presence and the chorus, crowding out your solo voice. You must note the way the soap dish enables you, or the window latch grants you freedom. Alertness is the hidden discipline of familiarity. The stairs are your mentor of things to come. The doors have always been there to frighten and invite you. And the tiny speaker in the phone is your dream ladder to divinity. Put down the weight of your aloneness and ease into the conversation. The kettle is singing, even as it pours you a drink. The cooking pots have left their arrogant aloofness and seen the good in you at last. All the birds and creatures of the world are unutterably themselves. Everything is waiting for you. If I had a wish for us today, it would be that we remember how to village build, community deeper than pretense. So with their support, husbands and wives and everyone could go away separately for days to refill on solitude of self, and come home full to chosen family. My loneliness made me afraid of solitude. My solitude has helped me understand the difference between loneliness and longing, and which one I actually had. All I'm saying is most of my life I've been somewhere else, with something more important to do, or thinking it was happening over there. I like it here where I finally stopped. I'd like to stop more often. 4-0. Out.
This has been another episode of the Track Your Life podcast with Boyd Varty. Follow us on Instagram at Boyd_Varty, Twitter at Boyd Varty. Visit Boyd's website at boydvarty.com or subscribe to this podcast in your favorite podcast player. Please rate and review this podcast so that more people can find and enjoy it.